this Monday morning. It is November 25th. Thanks for joining us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Ferdman.
And I'm Dan Schreck. Another week. Can you believe it?
It's weird how they just keep coming.
They just keep coming. Push back, try as we might, you can't stop the calendar.
Yeah.
We have got a packed 2 hours for you this morning right here on Arc Rochester, including a live chat with a Rochester native who's one of the writers for the #1 movie in America. This morning, you know what we're talking about, Wicked. We're going to learn all about her.
And then later, we're getting some lessons in rock and roll. We're going to be talking about JCC's upcoming musical, School of Rock.
But before all of that, we're going to dive in. It is Monday. We're going to be talking about the segment Tourist in Your Own Town, Abigail.
This weekend, the Sweet Science will be on full display at Nasty Knuckles Boxing Gym.
Professional practitioners of the Sweet Science will hop in the squared circle to showcase their hard work and see who comes out victorious.
Who did you make mad? Who did you upset?
I feel like Chris Lopez, he thought to himself last night, let me get out that SAT prep book and just start pulling words and throwing them in there.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Chris Lopez is live this morning at Team Lift Fitness Wellness Center getting a preview. Good morning there. Look at who's behind him, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Chris, I want you to use some tough words in this live shot. See if you can pull it off.
Watch your ears, though.
Guys, these are all words in the boxing dictionary, all right? You may not be familiar with it, as I found out when I beat you guys in the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson bet. It's Mike Tyson, what used to be Mike Tyson, over my right shoulder. That's who you guys were believing was gonna step in the ring, but that wasn't exactly the case. You guys paid up promptly, and I appreciate that. But we're gonna pivot over here to Derek. We got a few big fights going on Saturday. Logistics-wise, what are we looking at? What time does this start? And as professionals and amateurs, I do want to point that out. But I want to start off with why. What about the people that don't really know too much about boxing and they're kind of on the fence about going? What would you say to those people?
Well, listen, you don't want to miss an exciting night. If you don't know much about boxing, we got some amateur bouts, we got some professional bouts, so it's a pro-am event. We have great entertainment, so you're not just going to come down and catch some boxing, you're going to see some artists perform. So you're going to get good entertainment, man. You're going to get an exciting night with good people, but not just that. Even if you're not into the boxing, the proceeds from the boxing goes towards our educational sports complex, so you're actually supporting a great movement. So that's something that is very significant with this boxing match that we putting on.
And where can people go and find those tickets?
You can get the tickets at Mount Hope Diner. You also can get the tickets at 2 Mount Reed Boulevard, at Team Lift Fitness, and you can get them at Nasty Knuckles Boxing, 1555 Lyle Ave, man. Come get your tickets, and if you can't get a ticket, you can watch on TrillerTV.com, and you can see the amateur bouts for free, and you can watch the professional bouts on pay-per-view.
And I do want to ask one more question. The proceeds go to benefit the kids. How important do you think that is for the Rochester community? You guys are helping people through this.
Yes, I key on mentorship and helping the youth. I do things like that. I go into corrections and I help the kids out. I do major giveaways annually. And this is just one of the things that we have put together. And it's huge in Rochester, New York. You know, we need something for these youth to help with the crime and the poverty things. So we need to educate the youth and give them something to do and let them know there is opportunities and there's great things that they can do, man, and historically, man, and be great.
Doing good things through pugilism, Dan and Abby, through pugilism. And let's talk to a pugilist right now. This is Brandon. He's fighting at welterweight. He is 10-1. Sir, you have not fought in about 8 years. How are you feeling going into this? You trying to shake the rust off? How has sparring been?
Definitely ring rust, but camp been good. So great rounds, sparring. I'll be ready. Put on a good show for the town. And, hopefully we just come out with the W and just thank God, man, for this moment.
And when did you start boxing?
About 1998.
1998. Who taught you how to box, and why did you, out of all the sports you could have done basketball, you could have done football, but you chose to get punched in the face. Why do you want to do that?
My cousin is Charles the Natural Murray.
Yep.
Rochester only world champion. He taught me when I was about probably I'll say 7 years old. I remember the moment, man. He came up to me one day. We in the driveway at my auntie Linda's house, and he just started messing around with me. Ever since then, I've been going over to Baden Street and Avenue D. We've been ever since then. It's been history. So, you know, we've been working ever since then, though.
And can you show us maybe a quick move or two, something that you like to do, something that you a go-to move that you have in the ring?
I have a. Let's see.
Got the jab, and I do want to point out you are right-handed.
Yes.
Normally, the right hand is in the back,
Yes.
but you chose to put it in the front.
Yeah, I fight southpaw.
So you're almost like a converted southpaw.
Yeah, a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? But southpaw is my main go-to. So.
And what's your favorite punch?
I say I got multiple punches: jab, hook, uppercut, body. It don't really matter. So for me, it's just mixing it up, and keeping the guys unprepared for what I got coming.
Keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing.
The punch that hurt you is the punch that you don't see coming. I want to talk to one more fighter right now. Let's go from a welterweight to a heavyweight. This is Aleem. Good morning. And I just want to get into this. What's your favorite move?
This is about what the fans like. So in the past couple of fights, they see me do an uppercut. My knockout with the uppercuts, they like that. So
let's see it real quickly.
Cut it up, you know. I may go to the uppercut or slide uppercut. You know what I'm saying?
And how much do you weigh, Aleem?
Right now it's 235.
235-pound uppercut. You do not want to run into that, and he's setting it up correctly with the jab. We will be here for one more hit, talking to the fighters that will be fighting this Saturday. Sweet science, pugilism, squared circle, all the terms that you should be familiar with when you bet on boxing. And if you don't know those, you probably lost that bet on boxing. Back to you guys in studio.
Chris, I think you need to get in the ring with Aleem.
We don't even think you can box.
Yeah,
actually.
You talk a big game. We've not actually seen any boxing from you.
Yeah.
He talks about these people who, for all we know, he could be making up.
He really could.
They don't even need to be real.
Yeah. So let's get some gloves on, Chris.
Yeah, and I want to see you try and take on Aleem.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it to the pros. I'm not getting in there with Aleem.
Yeah,
I'm not
leaving
doing
it to
it.
the pros.
Talks a
He means
big
leaving
game.
it to people who actually know how to do it.
And what was that part
look
about
at him. I'm not getting in there with him.
The Mike
Yeah,
Tyson?
winning the
What
Mike
was it?
Ty-
What was he doing at the time?
Oh, yeah, he was sitting on his butt eating lemon heads on the couch.
Yup.
We know that.
Yeah.
You were not fighting in that fight. Look at that. He would. He
Yeah.
would knock.
Yeah.
He could knock anything out.
Not getting in there with that
I
guy.
know. All right, Lopez. Thank you.
All right, we got to switch gears now. We got to talk about the forecast because we're only a couple days away from Thanksgiving. So a lot of folks are hitting the road today, if they were smart.
Stressful.
Stressful, yeah. And there are maybe some things we got to keep in mind.
Yeah, if people are not on the roads yet, meteorologist Marty Snyder is not handing out personalized forecasts this year. So, Abigail, quit asking.
Listen,
Not
I
yet.
learned my lesson, all right?
Friends and family, got you covered.
A busy week, nonetheless, Marty.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on this week. The good news, today's going to be a fairly quiet weather day for us. We're seeing some breaks in the clouds try to work in. We're going to see at least temperatures rise back into the 40s and probably well into that category today. Probably upper 40s for highs today. Dry today, but there will be a few showers building in during the evening, just rain showers. So all staying in the liquid form. No snow then. I think the showers end early tomorrow. We'll be up to about 49 for an early high tomorrow, and then temperatures drop. And then as we head later into the week, Wednesday night, going into Thanksgiving, even into Friday, it's going to be a situation where a system passes by just to our south. Question is, how close does it approach? We could get some snow out of it, given the wrong alignment or right alignment, however you want to look at it. So again, we'll have to monitor for that later in the week. Still a lot of questions on the exact track of that system, but it looks pretty certain that we're going to see some lake effect behind that, and then temperatures really just pull back into the 30s for highs by the end of the week. So one thing is pretty much for sure is we're really going to cool things down by the end of the week. Just the path that we take to get there, that's what's in question. We'll continue to provide some updates on that weather as we draw a little closer.
And what path are you taking to get to your destination, Abigail?
Probably not the right one. All right.
All right, Marty. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, sure.
Leaving too late. Too many elements, too many factors.
You know, here's the truth. It's the holidays. It's going to be stressful no matter what way you spin it, late or early.
Yep.
You're going to be stressed out. Just that's the way it is.
When am I not stressed?
Well, no, but you know what I mean, especially during the holiday season. Everything is just heightened, and everything is very important during the holidays. So take a break. Breathe.
Yeah.
Make sure to breathe.
All right. Good advice. Thank you. All right, let's get to our poll of the day this morning. We are asking you, what is the best way to bond with your family on Thanksgiving? Daniel.
Your options: cooking together, watching football, playing games together, a family outing. So for the family outing, I was thinking like, oh, we all take an after-dinner walk. We go over to the park kind of thing, let the kids burn off some of the energy.
Yeah.
So I like that. But I do like the playing games.
Yeah.
Because that's always fun.
Yeah, we did euchre tournaments when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
That was a big thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cooking together, I think, is more fun for some people who want to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And usually for the host, it's not fun because they're the ones saying, get out of my way.
Yes.
So.
Fun there, too.
Yeah. I think we all have.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
We want to know how you feel regardless. So grab your smartphone, scan that QR code. It'll take you over to our X social media page. You can weigh in on this poll, comment below the poll, and repost the poll. We'll go over those results for you at the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
Time right now is 8:12. Stick around. We have much more to get to here on ARC Rochester.
Yep, we are back after this.
Can we just get a mic check from you?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Okay.
Just count for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. We should be good to go. Thank you very much.
.13 this Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. November is Epilepsy Awareness Month, and as we approach the busy holiday travel season, we're taking some time this morning to discuss seizure safety.
Yeah, for more, we're joined this morning by pediatric neurologist with Golisano Children's Hospital, Dr. Ina Hughes. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
I guess we'll start things out with what do people need to know when it comes to seizures and during the holiday season, I suppose?
Well, one of the things that people don't realize is just how incredibly common seizures are. So 1 in 10 people will have a seizure at some point in their life. That's an awful lot of humans. 1 in 26 people will have a diagnosis of epilepsy at some point in their life. And epilepsy means that you've had at least 2 seizures in your life and you have the ability to have more. And then at any given time, about 1 in 100 people has active epilepsy. And one of the reasons that there's such a big discrepancy between those two numbers is thankfully many children can outgrow their epilepsy, but we never know that they did it until they've actually already outgrown it. During Seizure Safety Month, in November, we wear purple for epilepsy awareness, and we make sure that people understand just how common it is for seizures to occur. For those who already have a diagnosis of epilepsy, times like the holidays can be really tough because there's so many changes that are going around. People are stressed, people are traveling, and there are many things, just like with any chronic disease, you really need to think about, but seizures more so. So folks who are sleep deprived, folks who are overstressed, folks who are missing their medicines are at way higher risk of having a seizure, which is not going to be a great time to have during the holidays or any time.
I want to go back to something you said just a second ago, some children outgrowing epilepsy. How is the diagnosis for that made? Is it a certain stretch of time has passed where we've had no seizures?
So we want to make sure that kids are at least 2 years seizure-free on their medication before we consider taking them off of their medicine and trying to make that decision if someone has become seizure-free and remains seizure-free. And then we watch them usually for about an additional 2 to 3 years afterwards before we say, that's it, you're probably done with your epilepsy.
Wow.
When it comes to knowing what to do when somebody's having a seizure, what kind of advice do you have?
So the first thing is actually one of the hardest. Be calm. Because one of the things that's really important is making sure that people don't panic around someone having a seizure. The next is helping them to be safe. And so if when there are many different types of seizures, some of them are things like whole body shaking, which many people recognize from TV as the kind of most common type of seizure. It isn't, but it's one that's the most dangerous. So we want to make sure that people are safe. They're not going to fall off of anything. They're not going to fall into anything. So we help them to get down to the ground, and we turn them to their side to make sure that if there's any extra drool, or sometimes people will throw up after a seizure, that it's all going out and none of it's going in. And the next hardest thing to do is to wait, be calm, don't try to hold the person down, don't try to change the seizure. You're not going to be successful in doing that. And instead, just time the seizure. And if it's going on longer than 3 minutes, call 911 if the person doesn't have a rescue plan. If the person has a rescue plan, help assist whoever knows what that rescue plan is to utilize it.
Are you speaking to the person who's experiencing the seizure through this entire time, regardless of whether or not they fully understand or have the ability at that time to pay attention to what you're saying? Are you talking them through this as some sort of assurance that we're taking care of you?
So you certainly can. And one of the things that's really important is after the seizure is over, people are often tired and disoriented, and having that kind of calm conversation happening around them to let them know what's going on is also really helpful and important. Importantly, never try to restrain someone who's having a seizure. You can try to remove things from their area so that you can help to keep them safe. And then you also want to make sure that when people are in that confusional state, potentially after a seizure, that they also remain safe. Don't restrain them, but help them to just be in a safe situation and to let them know where they are.
Can you elaborate a little more on the rescue plan? Is that something that everybody who maybe has epilepsy should have in place?
Absolutely, and it's something that they would work with their primary care doctor or a neurologist to create. There are people who have many convulsive seizures, there are people who have rare convulsive seizures, there are people who have other seizure types, but for every single person, there's too long and too many for them. And it's important that that seizure plan be individualized and also really importantly communicated to other family members or people that are around them. Another important point when you are traveling is making sure that other folks who are in your circle know how to care for you should you have a seizure.
For someone sitting at home who says, I know far too little about someone in my family or in my life who may have epilepsy and they want to learn more, where can they go?
All right, I have two really awesome resources for you. The first is very easy. It's www.epilepsy.com, which is created by the Epilepsy Foundation of America and has a whole host of very useful videos and articles created by doctors and nurses who care for patients with epilepsy every day. Locally, we have a truly awesome Epilepsy Alliance of America affiliate called Empowering People's Independence, and their website is www.epiny.org, and they provide both amazing local services for kids and adults with epilepsy, intellectual and developmental disability, and traumatic brain injury throughout the central New York region, and they're great partners with us.
Fantastic. Doc, thank you for your time today. We really, really appreciate it, and we'll post all of those websites and all of the information you need to know over on foxrochester.com.
We sure will. 8:19. Don't go anywhere. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back behind the story.
Yeah, we're back after this. Mic check, 1, 2, 3,
Mic
4,
check,
5.
mic check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back. It is time for Behind the Story. We're taking a closer look at some of the top stories we're following this morning.
We certainly are. We want to turn now to the 25-year-old Rochester man who remains behind bars this Monday. He's charged in a deadly crash that happened on Friday on 490.
Yeah, 2 people were killed. Another person was hospitalized. Our Stephanie Joseph is at the live desk this morning with the latest on that investigation. Steph, what do we know?
Yeah, guys, so officers have charged Christopher Long Jr. with 2 counts of second-degree manslaughter. State police say Long Jr. was driving the car that crashed Friday on the 490 exit ramp at Culver Road. Officers say the car left the road, hit a barrier, and flipped multiple times before striking a utility pole. 2 women, 18-year-old Skylar Swift and 23-year-old Alessi Lopez, were killed. Alexandria Rodriguez, another passenger in the car, survived.
Stefan, do we know how that survivor is doing, how Alexandria is? Rodriguez, I believe you said?
Yes. 13 Wham did get a chance to speak with her over the weekend. Obviously still processing such a tragic crash that happened. We do know that she was friends with one of the passengers, Skylar, 18-year-old Skylar Swift, who unfortunately had passed. Let's actually hear from her. She said just a few words about Skylar.
I don't know how to feel. Like, of course I'm in pain physically and mentally because I just lost my friend. Like, I've known her for so long. She was so loved by so many people. And now that she gone, it's just different. My life ain't never gonna be the same.
It really is so sad. And Steph, this was early on Friday morning. We know it impacted a lot of people. We know quite a few people saw this horrible crash while they were on their way into work. Do we know anything about how the crash actually happened?
Yeah, so state police obviously putting together how exactly this could have happened. The details that they shared publicly were about how the car basically sort of flipped over, as I was saying before landing at that exit ramp. You can see there just the wreck that car was, completely smushed. And obviously another point from Alexandria was just how in shock she was, but also how lucky she had felt to survive given the damage to the car. Let's see if we can hear from her there.
I really did feel like I was gonna die. Like, I didn't know how to feel at that moment. That was him, that was God. He saved my life. I was praying for him. I was praying to him the whole time. The whole time I was flipping over in the car, every time, like, I was just praying.
Such a tragic situation. Steph, so here we are 3 days removed from this incident. Where does the investigation stand and where do the charges stand? Where's the case stand?
So as of right now, we do know that Christopher Long Jr. has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree manslaughter. I believe that he has since been arraigned. May want to just check on that for a second. But of course, that is where we are right now. Other charges may be considered later on, according to police. But again, that is something that we will have to wait for and see.
All right, Steph, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And we'll follow this story for you. Updates to come on air and online.
Hey, don't go anywhere. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
I'm telling her. Good morning, Dana. We'll
morning.
talk to you in 1 minute. We're just doing a mic check.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. $8:27, welcome back, and good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridman. We still have a lot to get to this morning. Let's jump right into our next guest.
Yes, this is an exciting one, a Rochester native, people. Writer, producer, showrunner. She's been defying gravity and achieving some pretty wicked success recently.
Yeah, Dana Fox is the co-writer and executive producer of the very popular film Wicked. It released this past Friday, and this morning we are thrilled to chat with her live and learn more about her time working on the hit film. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. That was the greatest introduction. I feel like I'm an amazing person now.
Hey,
so
well,
you're impressive,
Dana. Yeah, you're definitely something to brag about. I mean, we're telling people that we know that we're getting the chance to speak with you, which thank you. And congratulations. The box office numbers are out. We had our big opening on Friday. What's your initial reaction to the wild phenomenon going on in the zeitgeist where everyone is wicked focused?
It's been absolutely amazing. You know, I've had a lot of different kinds of movies come out, and I've never had one where everything is okay. Like, it's all working. The critics love it. People love it. The box office is good. So I sort of don't know what to do with myself. I'm so used to worrying and knocking on wood and, you know, being scared. And it's just great. It's amazing. Watching the way that people seem to respond to this movie. I've had so many people reach out to me and say how it moved them, how it feels like it's changing their life, how they feel seen, how they feel different after watching the movie. And truly, that's what the group of us tried to do. I mean, we worked together for almost 3 years. We did 158 hours of Zooms before we even started writing the movies. And so we cared so much. It was an incredible group. I got to work with the original writers of the play and the writer, the lyricist who wrote all the music, Stephen Schwartz. So I worked with Winnie Holtzman and Stephen Schwartz and John Chu, the director, who is absolutely one of my favorite people on planet Earth. So it was an extraordinary experience just to even get to do it.
Let me ask you, okay, full disclosure. I have not seen the movie, and I'm debating whether or not I want to even see it yet. I just don't know that my heart can take it, and I might need to see them both back to back. I might have to wait. But based on the reviews, based on clips that I've seen, based on what people are saying, it sounds like the emerald thread that really tied this together and made it arguably the biggest movie of the season so far is the united love of that musical. From the dialogue to the songs to the imagination and what theater goers thought they were seeing, you guys brought that to life. The creative wherewithal to follow what you already knew was good was brilliant.
Yeah, and we knew that the fans of the play were really, really, really rabid fans of the play. So we knew we had to satisfy them. So we thought about the fans of the play all the time. But frankly, I didn't know the play that well. I came into the project not as a mega fan. I left as a mega fan of the play, but I did not start that way. So part of what I think my job was to sort of be like, yeah, but this movie has to work for people who have never seen the musical or who actually don't even really like musicals, who maybe don't know anything about The Wizard of Oz. So I was constantly sort of playing the role of that viewer and making sure that the movie worked for those people too. Because in order for the movie to actually work globally, you know, Wicked isn't necessarily known in certain countries. It's a very big, it's a big show that is known in a lot of countries, but there's certain countries that don't even have it. So we sort of knew that the movie had to sort of stand on its own 2 feet. We were just so lucky to have something at the core of it that was so strong and undeniable. And there's a reason that play has been on Broadway for over 20 years and has been so successful and one of the most successful plays on Broadway because it just works. And so we knew, don't mess with anything that is already there and try to chip off little spaces for us to explore deeper into the characters and into what they might be doing outside of that. Because if you think about it, a play, you know, it's that's it. And so you don't know what's over here or over here, but in a movie, you have to know that. You have to be able to leave the classrooms, go to the other buildings. Even if you don't go there in the movie, you have to be able to go there as the writers and the director. You have to know what's over there. So there was a lot of world building that had to be done. There was a lot of sort of like questions being asked about like, wait, what is her power actually? Because, you know, things that you can't do on stage, you can do in a movie. And we thought, well, if we're making this into a movie, we have to make it the best movie anyone's ever seen, because otherwise why do it? Because the play is already extraordinary. So we tried to find ways that you could do things in the movie that you could never do on stage. You can see little children, you can see Elphaba as a baby, as a child. You can't really do that in a Broadway play. And you can do close-ups, you can get really into the emotions of what is going on with the girls. And truly, I think that's the other thing people are really responding to, is that it's really about this incredible relationship between these 2 girls. And we got the most extraordinary women to play those roles, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, who are maybe just the nicest people you will ever meet in your entire life. They are so sweet. At the premiere, my kids got a chance to go, and they've never seen one of my movies. They've never seen anything I've done. And this was their first experience. And I was like, don't get used to it, kids. But they went to the premiere and they met all the stars of the movie. And Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo acted like the entire premiere was thrown for my children. Like, that's how nice they were to my kids. They were like, you're here, thank goodness. So it's just an incredibly nice group of people. And so to have the success with them is just the best part of the whole thing.
We're so excited to see it, truly. And there is something so special about the fact that you're from the Rochester area. Dana, I want to know if you could talk to your 20-year-old self, your 18-year-old self. You know, I'm sure we have young people watching this morning. What would you say to Dana at 20 years old?
Well, first of all, Rochester was the best place in the world to grow up. I grew up in Brighton. I absolutely love it. I come back all the time. My dad still lives there. Rochester's the greatest. I know it's cold, but I think there's something about it that makes like a real hardy person, you know, a person who knows how to work hard, because it's not easy living in Rochester. So I think the thing that Rochester taught me, weirdly, was to really hustle and try to have a really good work ethic. So if I could talk to my former self, the little girl that lived there, you know, I would say, keep working hard, and dream big. The world is a really big place. And Rochester is an amazing place to come home to, but, you know, you can explore the rest of the world. I think that, you know, the people there are really extraordinary. I have so many good friends from there, the Dowells, the Castles, people that I grew up with, Edith Lank, who is the most extraordinary person who lived in Rochester. And so I think I became who I was because of the people in Rochester. So I would say, you know, keep those people close, learn what you can from people. I actually fell in love with theater through Rochester. You know, Jiva Theater, my parents took me there when I was really little, and they took me to the Little Theater to see movies. And so I kind of fell in love with it in Rochester. And I did theater when I was in middle school. I mean, I was like, not great, guys, but I did it. And that's kind of how I fell in love with it. And then I went off and tried to do this movie thing that seemed completely improbable. But because of my crazy Rochester work ethic, where I knew everything was hard, but you just had to keep working, I was able to be successful, which was awesome. But then it brought me back to theater, which was like my Rochester love. So don't think that whatever you're doing there right now is too small or unimportant. It all matters. I remember every single play I did there, and I remember every single theater friend and all the people who mentored me and who helped me, and the teachers at my school, my English teacher, oh my gosh. So that would be my advice, is like, keep working hard, because the person who works the hardest usually wins.
For somebody who defies gravity, you're keeping it pretty grounded here, Dana. I have 1.5 questions that I have to ask you quickly. How many times have you seen the full film?
That's a great question. I watched the film several times when it was being put together in like friends and family screenings to try to sort of make it better. You know, you watch it with a group of people, you hear what the audience is responding to and what you can sort of feel when people start to shuffle around and you're like, ooh, they're getting bored.
Yep.
You know, so you do those screenings, but I don't really count those because that's not the finished movie. The finished movie I have seen 3 times, and I would say the second and third time were even better than the first time. The first time you see it, it's really overwhelming. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's beautiful. There's something happening in every area of the screen. The cinematographer is a friend of mine. She's a woman, by the way, which is sort of an extraordinary thing for a movie this big. Unfortunately, there are not as many women doing that role as you would wish. But the screen is just beautiful and filled with these incredible things to look at, and the emotions are so high, and the songs are so extraordinary, and it's a little overwhelming, honestly. And then the second time I saw it, it just washed over me, and I just sat there sort of like casually weeping in the corner, just being like, I can't believe I had anything to do with this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
That's nice.
Is the second film cut? Has that been edited yet?
Yes, so we have a cut of that, but of course everybody's been really busy finishing this movie because this movie has been a huge bear of a movie. So, you know, they're going to get back to work, honestly, like today.
If you need a friend and family member to do a screening of that, we would be beyond honored. And I would take it very seriously. I don't even need to be paid.
I believe that you would, and you have to call me after you watch the movie and tell me what you think.
Oh, I absolutely will.
It's a life-changing experience. You
Absolutely
might be like the
will.
guy that loves musicals after this.
Yes, yes, yes. Dana Fox, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it, and congratulations, on this amazing success of yours.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Take care.
Time right now is 8:39. When we come back, we're checking back in with Chris Lopez.
ARC Rochester returns after this.
Welcome back. This weekend, Nasty Knuckles Boxing Gym will have a boxing showdown called Rumble in the Rock.
Sure will. The event is hosting 7 bouts consisting of seasoned professionals from the pro-am world of pugilism. Chris Lopez is live this morning at Team Lift Fitness.
Wait, he's got the gloves
Okay,
on.
Chris, you have gloves on. My father's been texting me. He's watching us live on YouTube. He needs you to prove that you actually know how to box. So he wants you either in the ring or at a speed bag.
Yeah.
I can box, all right? We're gonna get into that right now. Put him up, put him up, put him up, put him up. I'm gonna be on the mitts right now with Coach to prove to you guys that I can box maybe just a little bit. So we're gonna put these 2 fists to work. What the heck? This is the left, this is the right. Oh man, what do I do with these? I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. I'm on the mitts with Coach this morning. Boom. I got you.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then straight.
Okay.
Yep.
10 seconds left. I'm getting a little bit tired.
Warm up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yep. Woo! Man, it's there. It's there. Take it.
One more. One more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm a tad tired, but the show must go on. I'm here with Derek, promoter of Saturday's event. Let's get the logistics out of the way. I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Hey, well, look, man, you look good. You a news reporter I don't want to run up on, man.
I appreciate
you look
that.
like you've been doing this a little bit, huh?
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Listen, man, I appreciate you. And listen, Saturday event is going to be a blast, man. Saturday night, actually, we're starting Saturday at 2:30 p.m. for the amateur bouts. And then at 6 p.m., the doors open for the professional bouts.
Okay.
And the fights will start at 7 p.m. The fight is located at Nasty Knuckles Boxing, 1555 Lyle Ave. It's presented by Savage Life Promotions. I am the CEO of that company. But the craziest thing about this event, man, is that the proceeds will be going towards the educational sports complex.
I like it.
Which will be for the whole community, free to the youth. We are trying to give back, man, give these fighters good opportunity, give these kids good opportunities, and let them know that, man, dreams do come true and great things can happen, man, if you just stick to it.
And where can people grab tickets at?
You can grab tickets at 2 Mount Reed Boulevard, at Team Lift Fitness Wellness Center. You also can get tickets at Mount Hope Diner. You can get tickets at Nasty Knuckles Boxing, 1555 Lyle Ave.
Thank you so much. Good luck on the event. Please don't even consider putting me in there. I'm tired after 1 round. I'm gonna head over to the heavyweights right now. We have a Aleem on this cool bag right now. And sir, what are you looking to bring on Saturday's event? You're pretty slick right now.
That's what I'm going to bring, some slickness, the fundamentals of boxing, show them a little fundamentals of boxing and a little power, man. I'm going to give them excitement. At the same time, it's going to be gruesome.
And are you bold enough to give me a prediction on live television right now?
I am bold enough.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I believe I will figure them out in the first round, the beginning of the second round. So after I figure them out, I'm going to put some punches together, and hopefully at the end of the second, the beginning of the third.
That is a comprehensive prediction right there. I wish you luck, sir. From the heavyweights over to the super middles, we have Edwin right here. He is from Puerto Rico, showing a lot of speed on the mitts. Look at this right here. You got the 1-2 slip right hand coming out of the orthodox position. Super featherweight, so about 130 pounds. And I'm gonna talk to Edwin real quick. Edwin, what can people tune into when they see you in the ring on Saturday? You got a lot of speed. You got some power in there?
Yes, I do.
And then what's the favorite combination? You can trick your opponent right now if they're watching. You don't have to, you could lie about it, but what's your favorite combination?
A jab, a hook to the body, and straight up.
And who's your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter is Cotto.
Miguel Cotto from Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans sticking together. Check out that event going down on Saturday. We will have information on our website on Fox Rochester to show you how you can tune in. Black Friday shop. You got Thanksgiving on Thursday. Black Friday shopping on Friday. Fight night on Saturday. It's a pretty good 3 days in a row. Also football going down. Sports, shopping, Thanksgiving, turkeys, ham, you name it, all happening this week. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio.
Chris,
You're
we're
just
so impressed.
saying words now.
Chris, that was insane.
Yeah, my father, again, watching, texted me, and he said, and I quote, "He's got game. Don't ever borrow money from him, LOL." So, listen, if you
I appreciate it,
if
Dan
you can
Schrack's
impress
father.
Lloyd
I appreciate
Schrack,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying a lot. Yeah, we've had a few people write in saying that they were impressed. And we are too.
Literally,
Good stuff,
more
Chris.
than one, Chris, thinks what you did there is pretty
you.
impressive.
Yeah,
So,
we should do that again. All right,
Yeah.
time right now, 8:47. Thanks, Chris. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we are working on our mindfulness.
ooh, thank goodness we're back after this.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good,
Very well,
thank you.
thank you. We're just doing a mic check. We'll be with you in just a minute.
Awesome. Thank you.
It is time for this week's edition of Health in a Handbasket. And this morning we're talking about how to be mindful during the holiday season. Some advice I think we should all be following.
Yeah, for more, we're joined this morning by registered dietitian nutritionist Madeline Hobika. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You know, this is such an interesting topic to talk about, mindfulness during the holidays. Maybe not just when it comes to food, but just in general, being present, being in the moment, and enjoying quality time with those you care about. What's your first piece of advice for us?
Definitely. Well, I feel like starting off with a definition is a great place to start. Like you said, really being mindful and focusing on your eating experience is noticing your thoughts and really how you're feeling around food without having any judgments. So I love having a 3-step process. And so step number 1 is taking in those observations. So what's the color of your food? What's the texture of your food? How does your food smell? So really using all your senses except for your taste. And then step number 2 is focusing on the taste of your food. What's the flavor of your food? And then step number 3 is checking in with yourself. So really, how is this food making you feel? What are your hunger levels like? And really, a really important pillar of mindful eating is just making sure not to judge yourself throughout this whole process.
That I think is a piece of advice that myself and a lot of other people struggle with. It's self-judgment. I'm a big advocate of standing up and defending other people, but when it comes to myself, I can often be my own biggest enemy.
Definitely. It's really easier said than done, but just practicing this over time can have a lot of different benefits for you. This can really lead to improved digestion, which is really important because you're making that mind and body connection. It also can help with lowered stress levels, as well as it can sometimes help with weight management, kind of preventing overfueling, as well as trying to prevent underfueling as well, because you're checking in with yourself, really focusing on those hunger cravings. And then it's also improve your relationship with food because you're experiencing and expressing that gratitude. And it can also improve your social relationships as you're dining with people and leading to an enhanced eating experience. And then some research also shows that individuals who practice and engage with mindful eating can also experience improved diet quality. So really tending to choose fruits, vegetables, whole grains over other food groups as well. So there's both social benefits, personal benefits, as well as nutritional health benefits for this.
You know, I feel like there is a lot of anxiety surrounding the food element when it comes to Thanksgiving. For some folks, they may be tempted to skip breakfast or not eat the day before or not eat the day after. What would you say to those quote unquote coping strategies?
Yes, that is a great point to bring up. One thing to be mindful of is definitely still getting in those 3 regular meals a day and some snacks. I know it can be really tempting, like you said, to maybe miss meals or have a little bit of a lighter meal, but making sure you have those 3 balanced meals can really help stabilize your blood sugar levels and then not prevent you from getting like too hungry where you feel out of control or you're super hungry, and then that can lead to overeating. So really just important for you at a mindfulness level, but also health wise, you know, balancing those blood sugars too can be really helpful.
I like that. And it's also important to point out it's Thanksgiving. There is never a shortage of leftovers, people. It's not like you're going to run out right there. It's going in the fridge. You can make that sandwich later on today if you still are hungry.
Sure.
Definitely. Another one of my tips is if you finish your plate of food, I love waiting like 5 to 10 minutes, checking in with myself again. And if I'm still hungry, definitely go back and get those seconds. But if you're not, that gives you like adequate time. That way your body can process the food and it can tell your brain whether you're still hungry or not. So definitely waiting a set period of time can help as well.
You know, and I have a quick question here. I'm wondering for parents of kids, what your advice is for getting them to eat during the holidays. They, you know, may be looking at all of the stuff and thinking, okay, that is gross. That has a weird sauce. I don't like the texture of that. What would be a suggestion to either let kids eat whatever they want, make them eat something? Like, I'm not a parent. I have no idea what the right protocol is.
How do you keep them from only eating pie?
Or maybe let them eat pie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like kids, especially younger kids, have a really innate ability to tell how hungry they are. And so oftentimes kids will eat only when they're hungry. So I would say try not to force kids into eating, and they definitely will eat when they're hungry. And I would just let them eat what they want, and it eventually will balance out. Obviously, you offer the food choices to your kids, so you offer the Thanksgiving meal to them and then let them choose what they want to eat from that. Really just helps them start that healthy food relationship from the beginning. And then also another one with kids is really, I know we love the holiday football that's always on in the background, but maybe just turning off the TV can really help kids focus more in on their meal and what's in front of them so they get the most out of their eating experience in the Thanksgiving meal.
I like that. It's a time for togetherness, not a time for television, unless you're watching Arc Rochester that morning.
And then you can keep
then
it
it's
on.
totally okay.
Yes.
Totally okay. Madeline, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Happy Thanksgiving, too. Time right now is 8:56. Stick around, much more to come here on Arc Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour.
We're back on the other side of the break.
Hi. I could hear you, but faintly. I think I have to turn up the volume. Good Monday morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Here is your ARC Rochester news break. Charges have yet to be filed in a fatal weekend stabbing in the South Wedge. It happened just after 2 o'clock yesterday morning inside EL Tower on South Avenue. Police say a man in his 20s was stabbed in the chest there and rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators say a man admitted to stabbing the victim, claiming it was done in self-defense. Police tell us the victim did not live at that building and was reportedly visiting the tenant when the stabbing happened. No charges have been filed again, and we're told the suspect is cooperating in the investigation. Rochester police are also investigating a shooting on the city's north side. Officers say they found a 36-year-old victim on Seabrook Street just before 11 o'clock yesterday morning. He was taken to the hospital with what police call non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information should call 911. According to RPD's open data portal, 186 people have been shot and 47 people killed in Rochester so far this year. Both those numbers are down from this same time last year. Last week, Rochester Mayor Malik Evans said the city is now seeing violence trend down to pre-pandemic levels, and he still plans to renew the gun violence state of emergency, which has been in place since July 2022. Sheriff's deputies are looking for a missing teenager from West Henrietta. 16-year-old Joseph Beholtz was last seen around 6:30 Sunday evening on Kinglet Drive on a red bicycle. Authorities say he was wearing a dark blue coat, black pants, and brown boots. Anyone with information should again contact police. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit our website, 13wham.com. Stick around. ARC Rochester is back right after this.
o'clock on this Monday morning. It is November 25th. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Ferdman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We've got a lot more to come this morning right here on ARC Rochester, including we're learning the hockey player's alphabet. We're going to be joined by an author to talk more about her new children's book.
Yeah, and then later we will be going over the results to our poll of the day. This morning we're asking you, what's the best way to bond with your family on Thanksgiving? Daniel.
The options: cooking together, watching football, playing games together, or going on a family outing. You can weigh in on this poll. Just grab that smartphone, scan that QR code. It's going to take you over to our X social media page. Comment below the poll, repost the poll, weigh in on the poll.
Like the poll.
Reply to the poll, all the poll things.
Yeah, please and thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so before all of that, we're going to jump right back into the show this morning. We're talking about the forecast. A lot of people are getting ready to head out for the holidays. And, we're raising an eyebrow a little bit at the forecast, Marty.
Yeah, there are going to be some changes between now and then. It's been kind of quiet all the way up until this point. But, of course, it's a holiday, so we have to bring some exciting weather around. And it's a story where there are a couple different things that could play out as we head closer to Thanksgiving. There's a couple different storm tracks. If we can take the weather computer, I can show you the two different options that we have. You can pick the ones that you guys like. Now, this is a southern option where it's not that you can actually...
This is choose your own adventure forecast.
Yes,
that's what this is.
Depending on where you're going. But yeah, there's one option where the low could stay a little more to the south, causing more rain, and a lot of that staying well to our south. But the second option has it tracking a little bit closer to us, drawing in a little more cold air and drawing in more moisture as well. So that second option, that would be from Wednesday night going into Thanksgiving Day. That could cause a widespread accumulating snow to the area. It's one of the possibilities that's out there, just kind of throwing it out there as a possibility, not saying that's going to happen. Either one is going to happen. It could be a meld between the two, which still keeps us out of it. But again, a lot of questions heading later into the week where there is going to be a storm for some areas. Whether or not it's going to be snow or rain and where it's going to line up, those are all the questions that we have to finalize before it does get here.
It almost sounds like a case of get where you need to be just to be safe.
Yeah, if you have the option to leave early, you're missing some of the traffic from all the folks who have to work Wednesday up until 5 p.m. And also you'll miss any potential weather that could be playing out during that time frame. So get out early.
Yikes.
And move.
Yikes. What time are we leaving?
Not early enough.
No,
not
I'm
early enough. I know. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, oh.
Right when you're not supposed to be leaving is when Abigail's pulling out of the driveway.
Well, here's the thing. There are other factors. If it was my choice, I'd be gone. Already. But we've got a whole caravan full of people.
Right.
Everybody's got work. Everybody's got stuff to do. You have to accommodate everybody. So rain, snow, drop of temperatures, that could make for a tricky drive home Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the challenge then. It's going to be more lake effect going into the weekend, so that's going to be all downstream from the lakes. A lot of that maybe just due east of the lakes. But yeah, I think we'll be talking about temperatures in the 30s for highs, some cold overnight, so just a much colder scenario for the much longer term. That's one thing that's a pretty good certainty. It's just how we get there, the path that we get there, whether or not we see the snow in between, the wide-scale snow before that lake effect comes in. That's what the big question is.
Well, the other big question, I would argue, is for those long car rides, what are we doing? Do we pack games? Do we play license plate games? Is punch buggy still a thing?
Yeah.
I can see Abigail in the front seat just turning around.
But we used to have, did you guys have the one with the games where you could look for street signs or things like that and then pull the little red thing across?
No.
That was old school. It was a cardboard, I don't know, it was a cardboard thing, and it would have these little red things that you could pull across. And, I guess you could do it with state license plates, different road signs.
And what did you do?
Like
What were you doing?
I think it was like a bingo thing. So if you got 4 in a row, 5 in a row, that was the whoever got that one first would be the winner.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was before electronic.
I like to do we're going on a picnic and I'm bringing.
Sometimes we do that during the show.
I know, I have.
It's 5 hours. I was saying, we're getting to our destination. We could get halfway there in the same amount of time it takes to do the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and listen, at the halfway point, that's where you choose who's going to survive the rest of the trip.
It's like the Oregon Trail game.
Yeah. Well, you pull up to the nearest fire station and say, "Get out."
You're staying here.
Yeah,
We'll get you on the way back.
I'm done. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, road trips, they definitely can be fun. We used to do what was the yellow banana? That was it. If you saw like a yellow car, you got to hit the other person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you had banana. Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Played that a lot.
I feel like in the Fredman household, we were just hitting each other for any reason.
I was usually the one
banana,
getting away.
grapefruit, orange.
You know, I'm the younger sister.
Yeah.
Punching bag.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Something tells me you fought back.
See, I missed out on all this. I'm an only child, so I had the back seat to myself.
Yeah, feet
There
up,
was nothing
right?
going on.
But now with kids, do you look back at that and say, I did miss out, or do you think to yourself, oh gosh, I'm glad I don't have to go through this?
I'm glad. No.
Yeah.
We literally avoided road trip type vacations
Because
it wouldn't happen. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We'd go to see my wife's family down in Virginia and back, but and that was overnight. I'd try to get a nap in after this shift, then we'd drive overnight. No.
Marty had
Really?
FedExed the kids in advance so he wouldn't have to deal with them.
Yeah, seriously. So I would imagine that there were electronics-ish at the time, maybe like MP3 players.
Yeah.
Did you guys have like
the backseat DVD players?
backseat
We did
DVDs.
those. Those were that was a lifesaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, that always saved the day, having the videos, that kind of stuff going on. But yeah, as far as doing like a fun trip, like we did a trip across the country. We with my parents and I, we drove all the way.
You did with parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was before I could drive. I was probably 10 years old, but we went all the way to San Diego and back. Drove, and that was a fun experience. I enjoyed it, but I would not have considered doing that with my family. It just would not have worked with 3 kids in the back.
Yeah.
Did you know you used to be able to send babies through the U.S. Postal Service?
Wait, what?
You could.
That is not true.
It is true. It is
How
true.
do you know this?
Well, because it's historical. It's true. I'll show you. We'll look it up.
Now they
We'll
ask you, liquid, perishable.
Yeah, right? Anything fragile?
No, you can't do it.
Bottle wrap.
Yeah. All right,
stuff.
Marty, thank you.
We'll keep our eye on the forecast. Still keep your eye on the forecast.
you.
We don't know.
Yeah,
what
no.
We got you covered.
All right.
Stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester when we come back.
Yeah, class is in session. We're getting a closer look at JCC's upcoming musical.
Stick around. We're back after this.
Yes. Can we just get you guys? Can you just count for us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We should be good to go. Welcome back. Happening in your community, JCC's Center Stage is getting ready to rock out for their upcoming musical, School of Rock. And they're encouraging local students to rock out alongside professional actors and musicians.
They certainly are. And this morning, we're learning more with lead actor Evan J. Miller and the founder of Rochester's own School of Rock, the Rockstar Academy, Elvio Fernandez, who is getting ready to hit the road again with Daughtry. Thank you both so much for waking up bright and early and coming in. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
We were talking about it during the break. These are not typical musician hours. So how are we holding up?
We're fine. We're fine.
Doing just fine. Had some tea and some nice eggs in the morning.
Very good.
Great way to
Nice
wake up.
Yeah,
little breakfast.
excellent. So let's talk. I want to talk about School of Rock first. This has to be exciting for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a dream role I didn't know that I had. Honestly, I grew up watching Jack Black in all kinds of movies. School of Rock is an absolute classic. And when I saw the auditions go up, I had to be there. So,
What is it like taking on that role? I mean, it's iconic at this point.
I mean, it's true. To a certain extent, it's really about just embodying Jack Black as much as you can. And Alex Brightman, the man who originated on Broadway, kind of did the same thing. I mean, he made it his own, and I'm doing my best to do the same, but you can't really escape from a character when Jack Black creates it in that way, you know? So.
Yeah. Do you find it is difficult to keep up that energy, or do you feel like you kind of closely align with the character?
I think I'm doing a pretty good job. My first chance to really dig my teeth into the energy of the show was this past week. We had the opportunity to run like Act 1 kind of straight through. We were working on transitions and stuff, but it was my first chance to really do it without like the book in my hands. I have everything kind of in my head for the most part at this point, and it was really it was a blast. I was just running all over the stage and jumping. And
from the School of Rock to the Rockstar Academy.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like a given, no?
Yeah, it made complete sense. When Ralph Moranto from the JCC approached me about the idea, I was like, this is essentially what we do every day at Rockstar Academy, so let's do it. And they held the auditions at our facility. We have 2 students that are in the production. One is in one of our bands, and the other attended our summer camp. And they're both phenomenal. And then the MD is one of our coaches that coaches some bands at Rockstar Academy. So it all makes complete sense.
All in the family.
And this guy looks like a more fit version of Jack Black. It's like if Jack Black worked out and you know.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so I think the energy is going to be great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to go back on tour.
I am.
Tell us about it.
We are leaving. I leave the day after Thanksgiving for a 1-month run, pretty much East Coast to Central, U.S. But it's been a busy year. We did a spring tour with a band called Breakin' Benjamin, and then we just finished a fall tour with Stained and Breakin' Benjamin, and it was a lot of fun. It was a busy year.
What is that tour life like? What is it like being out on the road for a month at a time, then you come home, you get 2 months off, then you're back out there for another month? What is that like?
I'm used to it at this point. I've been in for about 12 years now, but it's, you flip a switch, it's a completely different way of living. You come home, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and then I literally join my other family, which, as crazy as this sounds, there's some years I spend more time with them than my own family. But it's literally 5 of your best friends, but you're living on a tour bus or hotel rooms, and it's a lot. It's just you're living out of a suitcase. It's very different, very different. But we knew what we signed up for when we,
It's true. It's the rock and roll life, right? That's part of the dream.
Yeah, it's fun.
And so then we go back to School of Rock, and you have kids around you that are wanting to live that dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's it like working with those guys?
I mean, honestly, it's great. I haven't done a lot as an actor of working with children. But there's the old adage in theater, never work with children or animals and stuff like that. But honestly, the kids are doing an amazing job. Now that we're in the bigger space, we're having to work a little bit harder to corral them occasionally. But they're staying focused. They're really excited about the show. The kids that Elvio was talking about that go to the Rockstar Academy, Quinn Kenyon and Aaron Howard. Quinn is playing Summer, like the band manager. Aaron Howard is playing our lead guitarist, and she is killing it. She's doing a great job, too.
When these kids take on these roles in this show, I'm wondering, are they actually learning lessons outside of the production? Is there a school element to doing this show for them? Do you feel that when they're done with this, they're going to walk away better having taken on these challenges?
Absolutely. I mean, I know that every show that I do, I learn something. I can't imagine it wouldn't be the same for the kids, right? And more concretely, both myself and Aaron Howard, who again was playing the lead guitarist, came into this both playing guitar, but not really having done a lot of playing lead guitar, so like
Correct.
soloing and stuff.
Yeah,
And
she's
so
more
we
of a lead
actually,
singer.
Yeah, we both learned how to play like guitar solos for this show. So there's
impressive.
that for sure.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's pretty cool.
And Aaron just finished, we did, Rockstar Academy had a showcase at Love and Cup this past weekend, and we had a total of about 15 bands, and her band performed, and she killed it.
Wow.
That's
It's fun.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for coming in
Thanks for
today.
having us.
We appreciate it. For somebody who wants to see School of Rock, what do they need to know? Ticketing information.
Yeah, so if they can go to jcccenterstage.org, they can find tickets there. You can also just look up School of Rock JCC on Google, and you'll find tickets pretty quickly.
And LVO, if people want to catch you on tour or doing something else, where do they go?
On tour, they go to daughtryofficial.com, but if there's kids out there that want to, be rock stars and play shows in some great local venues, go to rockstaracademy.com.
Very
Boom.
good. Thank
And we
you.
will post all of this information and much more on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Time right now is 9:18. When we come back, it's another edition of Behind the Story.
We're back on the other side of the break.
(9:21), welcome back. It's time for another edition of Behind the Story here on ARC Rochester. We'll jump right into the top story that we're following this morning when it comes to Thanksgiving travel.
Yeah, we're turning back to that conversation about travel because, get this, nearly 80 million people are going to be traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday. That surpasses pre-pandemic numbers.
Yeah, Stephanie Joseph has been keeping an eye on this story for us. And Steph, what do we need to know?
Yeah, guys, so AAA is reporting that record number that you mentioned off the top there of expected travelers. The company says they are expecting to see record numbers in all forms of travel, but most people will use a car to get to their destinations.
Okay, cars, so more people driving. What's the split with the 80 million stuff?
All right, so I'm going to reference my notes here. So about 72 million Americans will drive 50 plus miles, and that's a lot. And nearly 2.3 million people are expected to travel with other modes, so that includes buses, cruises, as well as trains.
I want to take a cruise. That sounds great.
Oh, great. The numbers are right there, too.
Oh,
look
there we
at
go.
that.
Perfect. Yeah. All right.
AAA
so,
Thanksgiving forecast.
Yeah, and you take a look at the pre-pandemic numbers, and yeah, absolutely. All of that checks out.
That's pretty impressive.
Steph, what do you think is going to be the busiest day for, let's go with flights?
Tuesday, believe it or not. Yes. And one more thing to be aware of.
Wait, tomorrow?
Yes,
okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
So one more thing to be aware of is that the FAA says that it may need to slow down air traffic during peak travel times, and that's due to staffing issues. So on top of what you may be dealing with on Tuesday, you might want to be mindful of that as well. When it comes to driving, though, we know the best and worst times before the holiday. So you want to travel. So the best times for a car before 11 a.m. today. So you still got time if you need to head out today, before 10 a.m. tomorrow, and before 10 a.m. on Wednesday. As for those worst times to travel by car, that is, and you can see them there. Great, we have a graphic for that. You're talking about Monday and Wednesday. That's going to be between 1 and 5 on those days. As for tomorrow, it'll be between 1 and 7, so a little bit longer if you're driving.
It's funny. Abigail's times are all on here, her travel times, but they're all in the worst travel times column.
This is actually
odd how
awful.
it happens.
I can't even tell you, over the course of all of the years that I've been doing this, how many times I have covered stinking travel times for the holidays, and for whatever reason, it just did not occur to me because I'm the worst.
Didn't sink in.
Didn't sink in.
So we've got millions flying, far more on the road, Steph. Gas prices are down too, right?
Yes, it is great news for everyone that's hitting the road. If we're looking here locally for the state, for example, we are seeing that the average is $3.15 compared to last year, which was $3.58. Now, if we're looking more locally for the Rochester and Batavia area, we're looking at $3.26 as the average. So still down. And nationally, if you're wondering about that as well, we're looking at $3.06. So again, when you're heading to the pump, a little bit of relief, especially for all of those people that are heading on the roads.
Yeah, a little bit of good news there, and something that folks can look forward to, I suppose, if any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate this phrase, but it sounds like it's... You know what I'm thinking.
I know what you're gonna say.
Pack
Just
your
say it.
patience. I hate it because it's said every year during the holiday season. But I mean, it's true. You've got millions upon millions of people all going in different directions than they normally do. It's going to be a little chaotic.
And you know what? I think one good thing to make note of is everybody's trying to get to their location safe and sound, and as angry as you might be behind the wheel, guess what? Like, there's no changing it, and you're going to ruin somebody else's day if you're a jerk. So just be calm.
And it's not going to make your day any better either.
No.
All it's going to do is raise your blood pressure.
You know, every time somebody honks their horn at me, it ruins my day.
Yeah?
I hate it. I'm like,
I'm one of
I don't
those.
want to be doing this. I don't want to be upsetting you.
Do you yell back?
No.
Do we have road rage?
Well, sometimes. If anything, I'll usually go like that.
Hope somebody else is driving. Thank you, Steph. We appreciate it.
I don't even, you know what, never mind. I'm not going there. All right.
There's that road rage.
Time right now is 9:25. Don't go anywhere. Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh no, what is this? I hate it immediately.
A terrible trend.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Ferdman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. A lot to get to this morning right here on ARC Rochester. So we'll dive into this morning show. We are talking about some of today's trending stories.
We'll start things out with a recipe. It's going viral just in time for Thanksgiving, but probably not for the right reasons. We caught a little glimpse of it during the commercial break.
It's for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, take a look.
Did that say fresh chicken? It said chicken. It didn't. It is chicken.
Ew.
No.
This is awful.
No.
Okay, so this is a one-pan Thanksgiving dinner. It's also a one-way ticket to getting
Divorce.
some kind of...
It is. You serve this in anyone's household, that I will call Rochester police.
I'm not even kidding.
This is illegal.
Right now. This is not good. Not good.
No.
Okay, so one-pan Thanksgiving dinner. This video got 7.5 million views. More than 7.5 million views.
The creator, Kate Hinselman, says she sees nothing wrong with this, and she says it is something she has made a few times. I can't believe it. She noted that the potatoes were a little bit burnt. Yeah, no duh. But everything else turned out great. No, it didn't. I don't buy it for 1 second. You don't dump a can of green beans into... No. A lot of people commented on the Instagram post on social media saying things like, what in the salmonella cross-contamination? And how did you not wash your meat? And how many people have you killed? That one is a fair question.
This is, yeah.
Well, it got heated because, listen, I think everyone likes to have their own, everyone does have their own spin on holiday traditions. But this is reinventing the wheel, and it's actually turning the wheel into a square, so it's taking it back one step. Don't do this. That's dumb.
Yeah. She says that she plans on making a one-pan Christmas ham dinner as well.
Do you think she eats it all herself? Because I know there's nobody else sitting at that table.
There may be people sitting at the table. Although, yeah, can we pull it up again? Because it's not a lot. Like, when I think about cooking for, like, a lot of people, it's not going to fit in one pan. So I'm thinking maybe it's, like, just her and what?
I'm thinking it all fits in one pan because after she made it the first year, she realized people weren't responding.
So I want to know, we're being told to wrap, but I do have a question. If you came to somebody's house and they pulled it all out and set it down on the table, what would be your reaction?
What would be my reaction? What the is this? That would be my reaction. Yeah. I put time into sides and you just threw everything in one pan?
Yeah.
No. All right, we got to move on to something more appetizing. Fireball whiskey. Ashley knows us very well. Fireball has launched a new way to get merry. I like it.
They're releasing a drinkable stocking? What? It's
Look at that.
It's filled with 35 shots of Fireball.
It's designed to bring some holiday heat.
Yeah, and it's encouraging customers to, slap the stocking in an effort to relieve family-induced holiday stress. Did you ever do slap the bag?
No.
Over the holidays, you can't slap your family, can't slap your home whiskey
What?
stocking. Introducing the
What
Fireball non-denominational holiday-themed whiskey stocking. Now you can finally enjoy your Fireball whiskey even though your family sort of sucks. Hang it. Slap it.
Okay, well, I don't get the
You don't
slap
get
it part. No.
Get your Fireball non-denominational
it's
holiday-themed
something
whiskey
you do
stocking.
in college with a bag of wine.
You smack. According to a 2024 survey by Fireball, we just got yelled at. Read the prompter. 62% of Gen Zers and 59% of millennials say holiday stress levels leave them secretly wishing they could slap a relative during holiday gatherings. That's why we play this slap thing. I don't like that, though.
Yeah, in the same survey, half of both groups admitted that they prepare for holiday time with family by stocking up on alcohol. Stocking up on alcohol.
More than half, I would argue.
Yeah.
The stocking is currently available in select retailers across the country. You can get one if you'd like for $24.99. $24.99, you get a stocking and 23 shots of Fireball.
Isn't it 35 shots?
35 shots?
That's wild.
The pennies, people, pennies.
That sounds like a steal. I'll be
Listen,
honest.
if you're over at Lisa's Liquor Barn today and you see that,
I hear they
drop it
watch the
off here.
show.
Lisa loves the show. Loves the show. Okay, let's move on to a story from Chicago. The pet food company Imes is using a huge dog-shaped balloon to draw attention to canine obesity, and the story is really funny.
Okay, the balloon is modeled after a real dog named Waylon. The overweight balloon is stuck between two buildings. It was on its way to the Chicago Thanksgiving parade.
Imes reported that more than 59% of dogs are overweight. Look at him there.
Stop. I
He's
can't even
wedged
look at
between the buildings. The balloon featured a QR code for people to learn more about keeping their dogs healthy.
So the real dog, Waylon, is, there he is.
Look at him.
He's perfect, first of all, but he is working to get to a healthy weight. Iams said the balloons is just their first step to support better dog health and wellness. I love Waylon. Look at that good guy.
Well, Waylon looks fantastic. He looks like mom and pops have got the weight under control very well. But initially, when we heard about this story, there was rumor, we were under the impression that, it got stuck there. It is stuck there, but it got stuck there en route to something, when the reality is, no, getting stuck there was the intention, to draw attention.
Oh, okay. I think that script said differently. So my apologies.
No.
Oh, no. I said it right. Never mind.
You said it right. Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. It makes me really sad.
I know.
It does. It makes me feel sad for Waylon. My dog Jay, very, very skinny because she's part whippet, part, greyhound, and they're like all bone racing dogs. And a couple of years ago, she, developed a taste for people food.
Oh.
And she got a little bit of a gut. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. And it was very, very jarring. And when we took her to the vet, and they were like, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like, something's going on.
Well, pizza and French fries is not what you're supposed to feed your dog.
But she loves it.
I know. All right, another animal story here. A sweet girl cat named John was just looking for adventure when, unfortunately, she ended up with a less than perfect result.
Yeah, the cat from the UK tried to sneak her way into a garage through a pipe, but she just couldn't get her body through. Look at that face.
Firefighters had to be called to help that kitty out. Crew members say they used small tools to cut John out of the easiest and least cut her out in the easiest and least. Okay, no, that's not cutting her out. That's cutting the pipe off. The cat is still stuck.
Okay, so the cat was sedated while the pipe was removed, because if you've ever tried to put anything on a cat,
Yeah.
you know that it's going to get ugly. The great news is she was perfectly fine. No serious injuries. She was taken to the vet. She was cuddled and pampered and then reunited with her owners.
The story aside, I love that this girl cat's name is John.
Yeah.
I think that's
hilarious.
fantastic. It's great.
Can we go back to that picture with her eyes?
Yeah.
Oh my.
She knows this is not right.
This string of expletives probably
Yes.
going through her kitty mind
Yes.
right now.
Oh,
poor
goodness.
girl. I'm glad she's okay.
Yeah.
That's
good.
hilarious.
She's back with her owner. We're happy.
Yeah.
Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we are learning more about a local author's new children book.
Yeah, stick around. We're back after this.
Children.
Can we just
Should
get
we
a
do
mic
a?
check
Do you
from
think
here?
I
Sure.
do a book
Well,
check or
1, 2,
no?
3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Do you
5.
think that'll?
Excellent. That should be good.
To not only get kids interested in the sport, but to show how the game can be good for everyone.
Yeah, we're talking to Irondequoit's Bradford Viola, who wrote and illustrated A is for Apple, the hockey player's alphabet, and he's with us this morning. Thank you so much for coming in. This is a great book.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I've really enjoyed flipping through it already, and we got it just a couple minutes ago. Can you tell us, well, we were talking during the break, but what inspired you to write this?
Yeah, thank you very much. So 3 years ago, my wife and I had a son, Van, and we're a hockey family, enjoy hockey things, so a lot of people gave us children's hockey books, and a lot of them are great, and they're fun to have and fun to read, but as he got older, we saw some of it was just either too simple, right? For a hockey family, a kid learns puck and stick probably as some of their first words, and as he got older, it wasn't quite enough, or the images often didn't capture hockey right. People were holding sticks wrong, or lines were in the wrong place, and these little details just kind of bothered me. It didn't feel like right. Felt like when I was reading, I had to point out, like, okay, but that's not right here. So eventually I just wanted to put one together myself, and I wanted to use more terms that actual hockey players use. So the reference to Apple here comes from the fact that when actual hockey players will say when someone gets an assist, they'll refer to it as an apple. And the goal, which is the letter G here, is referred to as a geno. So those types of terms I wanted my kids to know and wanted other kids to be able to understand how you might know a noun as something, but it's used in hockey differently, and it just feels more in touch with hockey.
Well, and talk about taking control. If you didn't like the books that you had, I mean, you wrote this But then you mentioned hockey players holding the sticks wrong and some of the illustrations. You also illustrated this.
Correct. Yeah, it took a while. I've been working on this book for a few years now. I'm not naturally an artist, but luckily when you do things digitally, they can be changed very easily and quickly. But I did work with a couple illustrators, and again, it was just so difficult to describe all the details so well for them to be able to draw it. So I just took my time and did it myself.
Do your kids like the book?
Oh, quite a bit, yeah. They fill in, because the book rhymes to make it easier for kids to get used to. And what I'll do when I read it to them is I'll pause on the last word and they'll yell out the rhyming word with it, which is fun, yeah.
Dan's.
So I'm getting lost.
Sure.
I'm getting lost in the book. S is for sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
A pass
these words.
through the air.
Yeah. Not that I'm like at all knowledgeable about hockey, but this is really, really cool. You know, our reporter Chris Lopez has been doing a boxing feature all morning long, so he's been teaching us the lingo when it comes to that.
Sure.
And now we have all these interesting words with hockey.
We're gonna go to the Super Bowl by the end of this.
I know, right? This is very cool. You said it took you a while to write this.
Yes.
What was like the hardest part?
The hardest part was actually the initial phase of getting the words and the rhythm right. So there's a lot of words I could have used for this, and I basically brainstormed by letter for months and months trying to figure it out, and then coming up with a rhyming scheme to make sure it fit. You might have a word you really like, but the word on the adjacent page doesn't quite go with it, so you have to sort of cross it out and try again. So it took a lot of trial and error. And then once I felt I had the rhyming scheme, I'd send it to people and just say, hey, can you just read this out loud? And if there's anything you get stuck on, just let me know. Don't like fight it and say, okay, I got it the second time. I want it the first time to be right. So that was a really difficult time.
Before you sent it to those people for, you know, a second set of eyeballs, did any kids at home hear it and weigh in on the first version of the first draft before Dad sent it out to anybody?
So my kids were too young. So by that time I had Reed, our younger one. So the oldest one was only 2 years old. And we had a 1-year-old, so that didn't work. But we had some neighbors down the street, Fee, who was very helpful. Thank you, Fee. And our friends in Saratoga had a little girl, Finley, who was just starting to read. So yes, I did have some actual to-be users check it out, which is great.
Good.
Very good. And you said that you're a hockey family. Are the kids on skates yet?
The kids do get on skates as much as they can. Our 3-year-old goes to skates on Sunday, but both of them sleep in hockey jerseys every night by their own choice, and one of them sleeps with a stick as well. So.
By their own choice?
By their own choice.
By their own
yes.
choice.
We offer a lot of sports. That's the one they like.
For somebody sitting at home, Bradford Viola, A is for Apple is the book. Where can people get it?
On Amazon. On Amazon right now. So if you just search A is for Apple, maybe put the keyword hockey in with it, then you can find this book.
Excellent.
Boom.
Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. And again, this is very, very cool. You know, I love learning new things. And this is one of those
Some
things.
lingo we can walk away with here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
Awesome.
again.
Thank you.
We'll post
Appreciate
the
it.
Amazon link on our website, foxrochester.com.
Hey, stick around. When we come back, we are talking turkey.
We're back after this. This is ridiculous.
It is time for the kitchen here on Arc Rochester, and we thought we'd take some time this morning to talk about Thanksgiving preparations to make sure you're ready to go on Turkey Day, because based on the sounds of it, a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, so Dan thought it would be a really funny idea to give Butterball's Turkey Talk Line a ring to ask them some important questions. We're on hold right now, and
Abigail feels like we are breaking the law this morning.
It does feel very wrong.
I'm simply gonna ask them a couple of questions about getting my Thanksgiving meal prepared. Did you know you call Butterball and say, I can't figure out how to make my tofurkey? They'll walk you through it. They'll give you instructions.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing this morning.
See, I did some research because I thought that we'd be talking to somebody like a spokesperson.
Yeah.
Not like clogging up the phone lines.
They're spoken, that's for sure. And they're a person.
Okay, so I'll just.
Okay,
the
go ahead.
company started this hotline in 1981.
Look, and that's Jim. That's who we're going to be talking to.
Okay, so this is going to ease the stress of Thanksgiving for some folks. It's open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. all for the month of November. I just popped my jaw. That's how stressed I am right now.
About this phone call or about Thanksgiving?
Just in general.
Don't stress. Listen to that music. Let that carry you away for a minute. The hotline is going to remain open until December 24th. But again, we're on hold already, so there are people at home who have taken their turkey out of the freezer this morning and are calling and saying, what do I do next? So if you're not that person, I think you're doing pretty well.
It's intimidating, definitely.
Oh, sure.
I have never cooked a turkey. I've done other meats.
You've never done the turkey? Oh, shh. Okay.
Oh, here I am, Butterball Turkey. How can I help you today?
Hey, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. Listen, so my name is Dan, and I hope you don't mind, but you're live on television right now. We're calling the Butterball Hotline. We wanted to see what people at home can call and ask you about as it pertains to their Thanksgiving meal. Now, rumor has it...
Tell you what, can I...
Sure, go ahead.
Can I transfer you to a supervisor if that's all right with you? They'll answer all your questions.
You sure can.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Put you on hold for just a second.
Okay.
Bye now.
I think I'm going to get in trouble.
You're the worst. Yes, I told you we were going to get in trouble.
It's okay. Hey, Abigail, they're not showing up with handcuffs. We're calling Butterball.
No, it just feels very unethical.
So what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to ask them how to cook my tofurkey. I'm going to tell them that it always comes out overly salty. What can I do? Is there a brine or something I should be doing?
Eat turkey. That's what they're going to say. It's Butterball. Damn. They're going to say, please put the tofu away and buy one of our turkeys. That's what they're going to say to you.
Jim, the guy you saw in that video, who's not the person I'm talking to on the phone, he's getting the supervisor, and he's saying, some guy just said you're live on television, so I thought I'd pass the phone off to you.
This is so awful.
Something tells me that supervisor is not going to pick up, but that's okay. So here are some of the common questions. How do you choose the perfect turkey? How do you thaw a turkey? How long do you need to thaw that turkey for? How do you stuff the turkey? How do you cook the turkey? Hello? Hello, hello?
I just tried to transfer you. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Can I just ask you about tofurkey? If someone were to call and say that they're having trouble, I'm a vegan, so I don't eat turkey, but I'm having trouble cooking my tofurkey. Can you guys assist me with that? Do you guys have guidance for me?
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't have that myself. That's not something I've done. We're obviously in the real turkey business here. So I've never done that before myself, so I can't really help you.
Okay, and if
I were you, I would just go online and look up recipes online.
Fair enough. I just have one other question for you before I let you go. Sure. Advice for picking out the best bird in the grocery store. You show up, you're overwhelmed. There's, a billion different brands. Of course, we're going for Butterball, but how do we pick out the perfect Butterball?
Yeah, well, okay, so it depends on whether you want to buy a fresh turkey or a frozen turkey. If you want to, we even have the smaller part, like the breast, that type of thing, frozen breasts, which are really good if you're only feeding a couple people, or you have a big crowd and you want to have extra turkey meat on the side. So a lot of people do that. They cook a whole turkey and then they cook a turkey breast at the same time, so you have extra white meat on the side.
I think that's probably the best bet.
And you really look into how many people you're serving, and then you want to get
How
the
many are we
appropriate
serving?
size bird.
10?
We always recommend 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds per person. So, that's the best way to calculate how big a turkey to get.
Good stuff. Hey, listen, thank you so much for your advice this morning. Just give me your name.
Eric.
Eric. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate your time.
No problem.
You take care. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a good day. Thank you for calling Butterball.
Bye-bye. And there you have it, people. That's how it works. So simple. So he said, I don't know much about tofurkey, but he did help me pick out a turkey. In my mind, I'm being told to wrap. We got to go.
Great.
We're back after this.
Believe it or not, that Butterball segment was very popular with a lot of people.
I'm telling you, Abigail, sometimes I have brilliant ideas and sometimes I have strokes of genius.
Okay. Let's move along. Our final thoughts of the morning here on Arc Rochester. We're getting ready to wrap up the show. We ask you...
Highlights
sorry.
this morning.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Morning. We had a good laugh this morning. I think it was Chris's first live shot. Started to learn some new vernacular about boxing.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look.
Studio.
Chris, who are you going to pugilate with?
He can't take it. He's so fed up. Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. That was funny, though. That was good. That was good.
The fact that we entertain ourselves.
Like when I almost fall out of my chair, it's good.
Ah, goodness. I enjoyed that. That was a fun. I think we had I feel like we had a successful morning here on Arc Rochester.
It was pretty good.
All morning.
What would you rate it? Scale 1 to 10.
I'm going to get, 7.2.
Yeah. Oh, that was going to be mine. 7.2 exactly. Yes.
7.2.
All right.
Hey, let's do this part.
The poll of the day this morning, which is where I thought we were going, so apologies. Okay, we asked you, what is the best way to bond with your family on Thanksgiving? Cooking together, playing games together, watching football, or a family outing?
The results
Watching football.
Watching football together. Wow. 39.4% of you saying we are in for the field goals.
Yes, we are.
I don't know, just words sometimes.
Sounds like a touchdown.
9:57, that does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Make sure to wake up and join us tomorrow morning at 4:57 over on the other channel. Abigail, what is that?
It's 13 Wham ABC.
Sure is.
Join us later today for 13 Wham News at midday. We'll see you then.
Bye.